All right, everyone, welcome back to Drop Frames. I'm going to test the camera, see if it's working, because I think it is.
Yay!
You know what I changed?
What?
Absolutely nothing.
That's
Of course.
so weird.
Sounds about right.
Fucking makes no sense, man. I don't fucking
You just
understand.
push play, man.
I guess, yeah. I just pushed play. I guess. God, that makes no fucking sense. Anyways, Zeke, why don't you talk about your stuff first? We'll let people wait for the Stardew. Just to piss them off, especially because Co was like, "Oh fuck." It was good to get him deflated
The
like
story
that.
of my life, JP.
So Zeke, what have you been playing lately, man? That we have not talked about.
Let's see here. Well, I did the Indie Sunday, and I did. That's when I played Super Hot.
Okay. Oh, you checked
I also-
out Flame in the Flood. What the fuck?
Yes.
Tell me about this game.
The Flame in the Flood. Now it's a Don't Starve style game. Like it's you're plop down survival. You got to pick up stuff and craft stuff. Like you craft like knives and whatever traps and rope and that kind of shit. Except it's like it's like Don't Starve, like Tom Sawyer edition.
Wait,
because you're on a raft. What you do is you go from island to island, and certain places, like there's camp places, there's forest places, there's this place where you're more likely to find different things that you need. Like at a camp place, you're more likely to find flint or something like that. At like a forest place, you're more likely to find wood or plants or shit like that. And you go from island to island and you craft stuff, and like you get little quests along the way saying like your first quest is to craft some tools. So you craft like a stone axe and a stone knife, and then you get quests from like mailboxes. Like you go to the mailboxes, and it's post societal stuff. So like everything's like all rusty and broken down and shit. And it's I got like a better like graphically enhanced version of like Don't Starve on a Raft kind of a feeling to it. It gets very frustrating at times because you're like,
way?
I need one piece of flint, and in order to get that, you have to get on the raft and you have to navigate your way down the river to find the place where Flint lives, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then you finally find that, and you're like, okay, and then you build a campfire and do all this shit, and it's a survival game.
Right.
It's fun, but it got really frustrating for me because it takes you about, I would say, like 2 or 3 times before you actually get the gist of the mechanic. Like, okay, so I'm not gonna find this shit here, meaning I got to leave this behind, and you can't come back to the places you were because the river flows one way. So you leave the place and you have to go move on to the next place.
So is that
When you
basically the
stop,
game?
when you stop somewhere, do you camp? Do you like set up camp and eat and?
Yes, there's hunger, thirst, fatigue, and warmth. And when you meet like a wild boar for the first time, just get on the raft and go. Just leave. Just fucking leave, because not only you won't have any weapons probably the first time you see it, and it requires weapons because you can like wave your staff around. I was like waving my staff at this boar, and the staff does nothing. You have to craft weapons. Like at the very start, it says, "Hey, why don't you use your staff to scare these birds away from this place?" They're like, "Okay." So you wave your staff around, the birds like leave, the ravens or crows or whatever they are. They leave and they drop feathers and stuff. Like, oh, okay, so this is kind of my weapon. No, it's not. It's not a weapon. It does, like, you're sitting there like, the staff, it does nothing. The boar is still. And not only that, but like the boar hits you.
I wonder if I could find the spot.
Breaks your leg. You got a broken leg.
Oh,
Hits you again. You got another fucking broken bone. Like, it'll keep hitting you. And you've got to craft like a splint to heal your broken bone.
Man.
It looks like you spend a ton of time. Like I've clicked 6 times. You spend a ton of time in this
Just
menu.
the journal.
Yep, tons of menu navigation.
Yeah.
Tons of it. And this is me reminiscing, like going, And
Oh, is that the boar?
I played it for like an hour and a half, and I was like, okay, I get it. I might come back to it someday, but like this game will take a long time. Like it's like Don't Starve.
Is it like hard in that sense, or?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to. It's growing pains. It's trial by fire. Like you die. You're like, oh fuck, okay, that's why I died. Okay, and then you get hit by the boar. You're like, oh fuck, okay, don't try and tank the
Right,
boar
yeah.
until you have like a bow and arrow or trap or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck, okay. So you start over again with nothing. Actually, not nothing. Like you can like store shit on your raft, or I think on your raft, and you get it back when you play again, when you start over again.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're all
So you
fucked up.
store your important shit there, and that's a mechanic that I learned after dying a couple of times.
Gotcha.
It looks
but-
pretty cool.
No, it looks no, the look
Graphically.
is cool. The one thing I would say though is if you start starving to death, you like lay down and you like crawl the slowest crawl until you die. It is so fucking salty. It's like you're starving to death and you're like on the ground like going until like, and there's fucking nothing you can do if you don't have any food in your inventory. There's nothing you can do except crawl for like, I don't know how long it took. It felt like ages, but it's probably like 30 seconds to a minute where you crawl around until you just like fucking die.
Jesus, your like little portrait of your person here is fucking ruined, man. You got blood all over your face. You got two black
See
eyes.
those two red things over the top of me?
Yeah.
Like those are debuffs. Like,
Oh, okay.
I have a broken leg and I have fucking scurvy or something.
Gotcha.
Because you get
Jesus.
diseases from just like, being out in the world.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. How much is this game on? Someone linked it in your chat. Let's click the link.
15?
It is, no, 20.
20. Okay, 20.
19.99.
No, with the hours you can put into this game, if you like it, it's worth $20. Because you'll definitely there's definitely potential to put way more than 20 hours into it.
Cool. All right. What was the next? I saw you the park. Is that the next one you want to talk about?
The
Oh my
horror game?
God. Oh my God, dude. Yeah.
Is this the park right here?
It's been out for a while. And what I didn't know, it's an offshoot from another game. It's like in the same kind of, the chat will know. I can't remember what
Secret
game it's an
World.
offshoot of, but it's an offshoot of an MMO, I think.
Yeah, the Secret
Secret
World.
World.
Secret World, thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what Ko said.
But the biggest problem I had with the park, and it's fucking terrible, is for the first hour, it is god awful fucking slow.
Is it this? You're just walking around listening?
It is walking, and then you like the first thing I did, which put a sour ass taste in my mouth, was you got in this swan boat ride, and it just takes you through like it's like going on Disney World, except the rides are longer. And the swan ride, like it tells you the story of Hansel and Gretel.
In full?
In full.
That's
Wow.
kind of it. It's like I'm serious. It's like a 15 fucking minute boat ride.
Holy shit.
It is.
Does it make an impact in the game, or do they just tell you the story?
Not really. Not
Why,
really.
Why would they do
In
that?
the littlest, most abstract way. Like it could have. It's a huge waste of time. It's really,
So, is it good? Ko sounded like he
no.
hated it.
Here's the other thing. If you can fucking muddle your way through the first like hour of it, which is just walking, exposition, not a lot of scary shit happening. If you can get to the next section, the next part of the game, which is a complete 180 from what you were doing, that part is fucking good. That part is like PT good.
Really?
you're talking about. It is literally.
Not as good, but it's
It's a
definitely-
poor man's PT.
It's
Okay.
good. That part
Whoa.
is fucking good. It's
All right.
disturbing. Shit happens. It's constant. Like you're constantly doing something. You're constantly looking
That's
at
a
shit
pretty big endorsement.
and interacting.
Yeah.
But the first, I mean, they just fucking shot themselves in the foot
That's terrible.
starting out. If you can muddle your way through to get to that part is
Now-
very good.
Real quick. When we say PT, we're not saying, and Zeke, please correct me if I'm wrong here. We're not saying it's as good as PT. We're
No, it's
saying it's in the style of PT, where you have a single area that you repeatedly go through and things change slightly. It is
Oh, okay.
not nearly as entertaining or good as PT.
But it
Gotcha.
is good.
Okay.
I
See,
had
I
a
played
lot of
the
fun
same
doing
part,
that part.
and- I mean, it was okay. I don't.
Is it super spoilery? If,
Like, would you recommend it, Zeke?
I'll look.
How much is it?
20. I don't know how much. Oh wow, this is the first time I've seen the chat replay stuff. That's really cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, but no, we got to be careful when saying it, like, because PT was, to be blunt, like one of the scariest games I've played. Like that is like up there. So we got to be careful saying it's like PT.
Yeah.
Oh, can I ban this guy through your VOD?
Yes.
I'm doing it. You're an ass. No, I'm not going to ban him. Sorry.
Does it ban it through my channel?
Yeah, I guess it bans him from your channel through your VODs.
Interesting.
You can go back in time.
Should we ban here? You tell me, Zeke. He says
$13. You can get it on for $13 on Steam.
Okay. He says
It was worth $13, Zeke.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
I would say no.
Maybe wait for a sale.
I told
I would wait for like a Steam sale on that one. Like I'd maybe 10, maybe. And the reason is just because like there's a lot of, I mean, like I said, exposition, like nothing but like weak story until you get to this one section, and that was fucking fun. And the whole game should have been something like that.
Is this the section?
Nope.
Oh.
Keep going. You'll know.
Is this the section?
Nope.
Wow.
It's close, but this is the part where it starts getting better. Like it gets better. This is right here.
Oh.
Yep.
I mean, it's got little dolls and shit. That's fucked up.
Yep. And you'll see, like, I don't like if you're gonna play it. I don't want to spoil it, but like,
I mean, I'll stop here. I'll stop.
There's some no, like I don't think like showing it will spoil it.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
You have to actually look and read and go through it like naturally to get the feeling of what's going on.
Gotcha.
But it's
I don't do scary games, guys. I don't know.
No, I'm right there with you, man. Fuck scary games. All right.
Fucking fuck them, dude.
I'm not gonna play a guy. I played PT on stream. I finished it. 20 minutes into it, I stopped using my headphones, and I was still fucking terrified.
Right?
So fuck scary games. I'm not gonna play it.
Oh, and lastly, I finished Contradiction Spot the Liar.
Did you? There was a lot of talk from.
Dude, it was so campy and fun. I had a blast playing it.
Was that the game that Ella really liked?
Dude, Jenks was my boy. Like, and just one. Hold on, let me put my. Gotta get my.
There you go.
Detective hat on. My dick hat on.
Oh, I can't. Oh, here we go.
Getting character.
The Palpatine, that fucking motherfucker. He talks like an English Palpatine. And he has a really low, like, deep voice.
How long is Contradiction?
I don't know how many hours it took me.
I guess I could look it up. How?
It's a detective game, correct?
It took me
Yeah.
Okay.
10 hours total, it looks like.
The average run is 7, so that's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got FMV in it, but it's an adventure game with FMV, Future Man.
I like that. I like that. That throwback FMV. Okay.
Yeah, like this type of shit right here.
Yeah.
And this is the main
the
guy.
acting is good enough.
It's like B-movie acting, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like movie of the week acting. It's great. And you start to really love Jenks the detective.
Uh-huh.
Like now, you didn't say that before, did you? It's like fucking great, dude. I will say there's some definitely frustrating parts where it's like you finally find like, because you have to go through and get stories, and then you have to make them contradict themselves.
Okay.
And, like you take a quote and put it next to each other. If it turns green, that means you got the contradiction.
Yeah.
There are some in there that I'm like, that is not a contradiction. That's a leap. You're making jumping to conclusions.
Right.
Not a real contradiction. There's a couple of moments like that. There's also a couple of moments where you're like, what the fuck do I do now? And then you find out, oh, I just have to wander around until this shit fucking finds me, I guess.
That sucks.
But once you figure that out, the first time you're like, oh, to move the story forward, I just have to wander around a bit.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, okay. When you get stuck again, you're like, okay, let's wander around a little bit.
Just wander until it happens.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm totally worth it, and it's great for streaming.
Yeah.
Everybody like has so much fun with the, look at it. He's like, he got the thing like, Just, like, everybody has fun with like the acting and like the characters, and it's great.
Oh, we got into the left side of the car and there's not a steering wheel. That's really weird. It's a weird thing to have, man. It's like Europe and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that at all. Cool. Anything else? What is this where you played Super Hot at the end? Oh no, you played this game for a while at the end.
Yeah, I finished it because I
God,
started
probably
it
putting
and then
spoilers.
I
There you go.
like 5 more hours to finish it.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know if it was Saturday, but I played the culling. Let's go.
Oh yeah, let's
Go,
talk
go,
about
go,
that.
Go. The culling. I played a little bit of the culling.
I don't think I like that game.
What's wrong with you?
It was definitely
Jesus, JP. What do you have against good games?
I feel like it's not what I want in a battle royale style game. I want to shoot people. I don't want to fucking attack them with melee and like deal with a melee system. I want to shoot someone from a mile away and have them flip the fuck out. I don't want to charge at someone with like a half-assed, I mean, it's a pretty good melee system. With a melee system and like fight them in that way. But I will say like,
oh fuck,
100%, it is a better made game than H1Z1 at its current stage. And it from the first showing, it's a better game than H1Z1. 100%. They have spectating. It runs 60 FPS solid. There's no issues. It crashed on me, I think, once, and I've played maybe like 6 or 7 hours. Everything about it is a better game than H1Z1. But it's also different than H1Z1 because H1Z1 has like 100 plus people. So there's that. I'm sure that's probably a reason why H1Z1 has some of its issues. But yeah, I don't really like the type of battle royale that it brings. But it's not bad. I'd rather shoot someone and not like deal with this weird. Like I got bored with the melee system after 6 hours. I know a lot of people on Twitch didn't, and I know a lot of people played that game for like 20 plus hours in the 72 or 100 hours that it was available. So, what do you guys think? I know Coast very against that.
I completely see.
I got mine real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I said, like, I tweeted out after I played. I said I tried the culling. For me, there was nothing new in it except the sense of humor. Definitely added a sense of humor. For me, it was just another survival BR game.
Yeah.
But I'm no good at it. I have no interest in getting better. That's it. That's my
Okay, great.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. It just I don't think it didn't. There was nothing like super new that blew me away.
Gotcha. Cope?
You played solo, Zeke, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Some games like this, it could be fun to play with somebody else, like to play.
I'm sure it would be a lot better to play
I
with
could make
somebody
it
else.
much, you know.
To
so many games
compare
are like that.
I was having no fun playing with myself.
to compare the 1v1 and 2v2, they feel to me like completely different games and what you're like the check mark of what you should be doing in that game, if that makes any sense. Like in 1v1, you can kind of play it like an actual battle royale. In 2v2, it's kind of like, well, like as I watched people play it over the weekend, there became very defined things that people would do. You get your pipe, you try to hit them with the blow dart. If you hit them with the blow dart, then you would go engage because they couldn't run away because they'd be throwing up, they'd be staggered, and you could get a backstab in if they didn't. And then in like 1v1, I didn't see very many people actually playing it, so I don't know what that evolved into. But Ko, you've been silent this entire time because we've been talking, so go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, I see what you're saying about the it being a better H1Z1, but I wouldn't disagree because I would say that a lot of things are better, but I would say it's a lot different. And
Sure.
it's actually one of the reasons I like the game. H1Z1 is an attempt to bring Battle Royale to a DayZ style map crawler. And map crawler is the important part. Everyone starts really far away. It's much more about that kind of survivalist. You're by yourself. You don't know if anyone's nearby, but people might be miles from you. You know, it's a different experience. One of the reasons I really like the culling is basically the last round in a large BR. The map is small. The power-ups are quick. There's lots of items. You can almost see every major loot place from each major loot place. Like Zeke said, the announcer's really engaging and loud the whole time, although after a while it definitely gets a little
It got
boring.
real annoying real quick for me.
But it's the big thing that I really enjoy about the culling is it's all the real kind of stress and engagement of Battle Royale in a much quicker, more arcade fashion. And that was huge for me. Also, something that was really great about it is seeing all the streamers work with their different builds and perks. Not only can you select an airdrop, which makes a big deal, but then you have 3 different perks. And what perks you pick can completely change your style of play.
Was there a lot of
And
variance though from streamer to streamer? Because I feel like people figured out what the best were and played that. Am I
There is no
wrong?
best.
There is no best. Okay.
There is no best.
Okay.
There are medic people that focus on stims and have the quick airdrops. There was me, who I did the pirate airdrops. I was one of the only streamers that was focusing on the pirate airdrops. I got 5 solo wins in a row at one point.
What's the pirate airdrop?
Yeah, what is that?
Pirate airdrop is a rank 3 cutlass and a pistol.
Oh, okay.
It's not a machine gun. It's not a rifle. It's not an SMG.
Wait, so
but that would make it so like. And another thing I started with that a lot of streamers didn't start with was I started with the biggest backpack, the biggest armor, and chem, the 2x chem thing, and that made it so right when I was out the gate, I had a full backpack. I could loot an entire place, sell it all. I mean, I would have my 125 airdrop before a lot of people even had their 50s. You know,
Right.
cut down on travel time. Anytime I engaged someone early, I had full body armor. I got decent with the melee system, so I could take out most people early. Like it got to be really cool. And then I drop into another person's stream, and they would be doing a completely different build.
Okay.
And you know, like Sacriel at one point was just trying different builds all the time, over and over, and he was doing a great job with a bunch of different things. But no, the thing that I really liked about the culling is not only is there a lot more variance than is normally in BRs, where everyone starts in the exact same level. That's not how it is in the culling. You have to put a little bit of thought into your pregame. But the game itself is quicker. It's I really
20
like
minutes,
how there's
no matter what.
traps and stuff you can set off. The amount of traps in the game is also awesome because the maps are so small. The traps you put down generally will get used if you put them in the right place. It's just as I said during it, it's just simple fun. It was a really good time, and every time I played the culling, I came out of it, you know, being like, that was a great time. That was fantastic. And there's so many different ways you can do it. You can use the blow dart melee stuff. I would frequently use blow darts, but I sucked with it, so I frequently had to come up with other ways to kill people. You could be like a Sacriel, and dude, I never at any point during my 20 plus hours of playing crafted and used a bow. Never.
Really? That's what
Sacriel stream, and he's just plinking people.
Yeah,
you know,
I use the
having
bow a
great
lot.
time doing that stuff. Summit, you know, would focus on his rifles and stuff. Fairlight would be focusing on melee. Fairlight came up with a build with a katana where he could basically one-shot people from behind with a power attack. Like, it was really cool to see everyone doing their different things. And more importantly, seeing people succeed with all their different builds.
Right, okay, that
What
makes
you
sense.
said earlier about there being just one way to play the game, not only is my real big reason for liking it, big reason for enjoying it was that it wasn't that way, but seeing how many builds could do well was really cool to see.
Gotcha. Yeah, I stopped watching streams of it, I think Saturday afternoon. So maybe that was right around the time that people were watching, or I just wasn't watching enough variety. But from my experience, I was just like, well, in the 2v2, if you're running around with a hammer and you have the 200% stamina reduction when you take a hit from a blunt weapon, and then you have someone with a bow, that person's like pretty much never gonna get away because he can't run because he's getting 200% stamina reduction every hit. The person with the bow is always going to hit him because it's a pretty easy target. And that was like all I saw in the matches that I was playing, both myself and people killing me. I think it was Spoon, and I don't know who his teammate was. I can't remember it was a streamer, but I can't remember his particular name. And that was like doing super well for them. And then in like the games that I won, the other question I have for you, Ko, is I didn't feel at all like there was that intensity that like there is in H1Z1. I was like, it was like I won. It wasn't like a fuck yeah, I won type moment. Was it the same for you? Like, did you have that experience?
I have to admit that I think the fact that there isn't any type of reward system based on performance, which was a big part of, I think, the H1Z1 stuff. Also, the fact that the rounds are shorter and like that's kind of the middle ground there is the feeling between long drawn out games like an H1Z1 or arcadey short games. The shorter the game, the less feeling you're going to get like that. And there's no question that out of all the BRs, culling is the shortest game on that stuff.
Well, it's 20 minutes no matter what, right?
There's a lot of things that culling can do better to elicit that feeling of success when you start getting lower and lower numbers. But I gotta be honest that like that didn't deter me. Like I was having so much fun just playing the game that I didn't, if I won or if I lost, like the thing that for me was more enjoyable was going on the streaks. Like I had like
win
my
streaks?
first, I went a 2-win streak, I went on a 3-win streak, and then my best one, I won 5 of the solo games in a row. And when you win that 4th game and you go into that 5th game, like my channel was loading in blocks. Like I hadn't seen that much hype in a while. When I won the 5th game, dude, it was like my monitor, which I have length, like was loading in chunks of people just freaking out. And then when you get in a really tense fight in the 6th game, everyone's like, oh, is he gonna lose?
Right.
Oh, shit, what's he gonna do? Like on my 6th game, I got down to 1 HP. I pounded one of those traps as a guy was chasing me. I circled it and set off the trap and ran off, bleeding with 1 hit point, while he got caught in the trap and died.
Okay.
And I ended up losing that round, which kind of sucked. But like that kind of just energy and hype and stuff like that, it was really cool. It was really good. But I do agree with you that because the rounds are so much shorter and it's a little bit more arcadey, the single wins themselves didn't feel nearly as palpable. And you don't get anything special for winning.
Right, you get like some like clothing, like a different clothing.
We get clothing for winning any time. Like I didn't.
Oh, there's no like rarity or anything.
You get clothes for losing.
Well, I know, but I thought there was like a rarity system where if you placed higher, you got a better, more rare item.
See, by the early game, I got like I was in a full camo suit with a golden like bounty hunter mask.
Okay.
So at like
You were
halfway
done
through my
then.
culling, I was like, I'm done. Like I'm finished. I don't need any more clothes. We're good.
Gotcha.
So for me, I just stopped caring about the clothing completely at one point. So yeah, I kind of hope they do add some kind of reward system. I'd love for there to be like cross perks and maybe special airdrops that you can only get through winning and stuff like that. Although,
well, you said that
arguably you don't want to give the people winning more power.
Right.
you said you had the pirate airdrop, right?
Yes, pirate.
So, I remember there being like the hammer one, the archer one.
Okay.
Where's the 4th one come in?
Here's how this works. I actually ended up with 14 different airdrops that I could.
Can you make them, or like where did you get them from?
No. What happens is throughout the game, there are random events. There's the Pinata event. There's the 1 in 3 event. There's all sorts of events that will happen. There's
Which
the
are
random
great.
airdrop event.
I actually do
where
like
the
those.
game will spawn in random airdrops. Now, when the game spawns in an airdrops, it can be one of, I think, 20 different airdrops.
Oh, wow.
All of them with their own set of stuff. There's like the Javelineer, the Medic, the Pirate, the Sharpshooter, the Ninja, the Ranger, and they all have different equipment spreads. If you loot an airdrop in the game, normally you can then select that airdrop later.
Oh, okay.
So if you
I
ever
didn't know
dropped
that.
into a streamer, grab my package. If you ever dropped into a streamer and they had like a huge list of airdrops, that just means they had passively looted those airdrops in other games they had played.
Okay, I did not know that. That's cool. I guess that's kind
It was
of
a cool system. It was like a mini progression system.
Yeah, like I kind of
do that with perks. I'd love it if you started the game
with not that many.
with 10 perks.
Uh-huh.
And all these extra perks that you get, you'd have to unlock through doing things in the game. Get 10 backstab kills, you get a backstab perk. Travel X
That'd be smart.
thousand kilometers, you get the sprint perk. Like it'd be really cool if there was like all this like branching tree of perks that you had to unlock via achievements in the game. I think that would really, really add to replayability.
Yeah, I agree.
Something like that.
That'd be a cool thing for sure.
Now, is this game alpha or is it pre-alpha?
This
Early
game-
access.
Early
this game
access.
is-
Okay.
Yeah, it's early access. It comes out in public alpha. These words mean nothing these days, but it
They
comes
don't.
out
Okay.
as it's playable on March 8th. And you
Yeah.
can purchase it for I think $15 off Steam.
Yeah, which is a
Fair,
good.
yeah.
That's a pretty good price point.
It's a great price point.
It's a great price point for what this is.
Uh-huh.
Because there's a lot of, like, one thing I can say for the game is every like round that I played in, which I guess was like 5 or 6 hours, so whatever that equates to, I'm not going to do math on stream. 20-minute rounds basically. But every game I played, like, they were all different and they had different things happening in those games in terms of events, in terms of how I died, in terms of how I killed people. So $15 is pretty cool. I'll be interested to see if this goes the way of a survival horror that's just kind of like a crash, or a battle royale. It's like a cash grab, or if they actually continue and like update this and work with it. One thing that
and the alpha is done right now, right?
it is,
The
yeah,
alpha is close. You
Close
can now play
Monday.
the game currently.
one thing I was not the biggest fan of, and this is totally just me, it has nothing to do with the game. I was really annoyed by the fucking devs on the Twitter. Like, they were really annoying with a lot of the commentary that they were posting, and like they were just really trolly to a lot of the streamers and stuff, and I was just like, come on, man, just fucking like post the information and don't troll people. So
That's funny. I didn't see that, but now
yeah,
I
I like when I asked to get in, he was like, we're doing this like Limp Biscuit and just rolling it out. I'm just like, just fucking say that you're just not ready to give me a key, man. Like, just say that. You don't have to quote Limp Bizkit. It's
That,
fucking
that shit'll make me puke faster than a blow dart.
Yeah, dude. Like, I was
Calling
not the
viewers
fan
you-
of that.
nice.
But in part, that has nothing to do with the game whatsoever. I was just not a fan of that.
Still funny. Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think this game. It was interesting to see this game was in like the top 5 or top 10 of Twitch for pretty much the entire weekend.
How many players in one game?
16.
16.
Okay, and
Yeah,
then
it's
there's
always
team,
the same
team play as well.
Yeah, two teams of 8.
There's a single and a 2-player, and then I think they have another game mode coming out,
Really?
but I don't know for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And the map's
yeah,
always
and
the
let's-
same, so.
Y'all,
talk
oh
about
my god, y'all should have seen
melee.
Sacriel. Holy shit, dude.
I know that Summon and Sacro, and I think who was it?
Fairlight.
Fairlight was playing a lot and doing really well over the weekend.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Zeke?
No, the melee, like the way it was explained to me and the way it actually kind of is rock, paper, scissors.
Mhm.
It's like
Oh,
block, strike, shove.
yeah.
If they're blocking, you shove them. If they're
shoving, you
if they're
attack.
shoving, you hit them. And if they're hitting, you block them.
See,
Yep.
my issue with that, and I don't know if it was like the people that I fought had bad ping and I didn't, because I don't know how to check ping. I don't know if that was an option. But I felt like all of the animations were delayed in the sense that like he would be blocking and I would go to do whatever, like shove him, I guess, in that case. And then it would be like, aha, I'm not blocking now. I'm like, but what? How does that make any sense? And then he just hit me and I'm like, yeah, that's
That
kind of
was
annoying.
by far my biggest complaint with the game, JP.
Yeah.
And I kept on
That's what I was saying when I didn't like the melee.
that the melee scene, the melee needed to be much more toit. Much toiter.
Toy.
Much toiter.
You need
Yeah.
to be tight butthole.
Need to
And
be
it was
twite.
Yeah.
Like a twite. It's like 80% there. Like and sometimes I swear there were some fights that it was just perfect. Like it was like everything connected, and
Right.
you know, right when they blocked, you could shove them, and then they'd attack, and your block would be perfect. And they like sometimes it felt perfect.
Yeah.
But there were some fights, dude, where I was just raging. Like I would see them blocking, I would hit Q, I would start my push animation, and while I'm doing that, while they're blocking, it just go crack right through my thing. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
what? Like no. Like I would start getting very frustrated. We need like chivalry style melee. The chivalry guys got it right.
They have
Yeah.
no one's
Weird.
nailed it as good as
They
Chivalry
got it
did.
right. And yeah, we just need it. Just needs to be. It's like 80% there, but it needs to still.
What are the Chivalry guys up to? Are they making a new game? I haven't
It's a
heard.
really interesting question. I don't know.
I wonder what they're up to. Maybe we should. I'll look into that.
Maybe they
while
all
we're-
got bought by the For Honor guys.
You know, I'd be okay with that. To be
Yeah, I know,
honest,
right?
I'd totally be into that. All right, we've delayed it enough. I know a lot of people want to talk about this. Let's talk about Stardew Valley. Zeke, you have not played this yet, so you're just going to kind of be listening, correct?
that is correct. Can just real quick because we're gonna riff on that for a while.
Sure.
I forgot there was 2 other games that I played.
Yeah.
I picked up the Talos Principle for the first time.
Okay.
Never played it. Puzzle game. Not much else to say. It's a cool like environment. It's very get the very Portal feeling to it.
Do you
and I
like it
enjoy
better or worse than The Witness?
They're similar. They're puzzle games and they're well done. I mean, the puzzles are cool and they're innovative and that kind of shit. And I like it, but it's not something I would play on stream because it's boring to sit there and watch a guy like.
Yeah.
So I'll play them off stream.
Gotcha.
Because
Yeah.
there's not enough like, it's not like a Portal where there's like this cool, godlike figure saying shit that's awesome throughout the entire thing.
Okay.
Like there's no GLaDOS,
Sure.
but they're a cool puzzle game. It's a cool puzzle. The second one I played, I gotta recommend this. Pony Island. I'm not
People have
kidding
been
you.
telling me to play that.
That was fun, dude. It's fun. It's got a great sense of humor. It's not about like if you go to the Steam store page, the first thing it says, this game is not about ponies. It's about a pony game that gets possessed by Satan or Lucifer, whatever. And it's got a great sense of humor. Some cool like meta shit that you do like throughout the game. There's some like cool pranks that the game plays on you. And it's a fun time all the way through. And I would like to go play it again because there's little like there's pony tickets which you can find throughout the game. They're just like bandages in Meat Boy.
I'm
Like, there's just little things that you can collect if you
Alright.
find them.
I'm
Yeah.
immediately getting an Undertale vibe from this game. Is that completely off base?
Yes, there's no
what
feels
I'm
in
seeing.
this at
Okay.
all.
Okay.
It's just fun. It's just like
Okay.
humor fun. It's great.
Gotcha. Cool.
I had a blast playing it, and I recommend it to anybody. Really.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome stuff.
I just want to make sure like it's not like overpriced or anything. Let me see. Store page. It is. Oh, $5. Yeah, it's totally worth $5.
Okay. Well, there you go. Oh, you're resetting your camera. All right, let's talk about. I can never I keep wanting to say Starbound Valley because the people that made Starbound are the response. Anyways,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The publisher of Starbound.
publisher.
Yes, the publisher. Yeah.
Chucklefish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Also,
Because the
real
game's
quick,
made by one person.
Yeah.
Before we dive into this, one of my mod Triwar just showed me this. The Chivalry devs are currently working on a first-person magic-influenced PvP title called Mirage Arcane Warfare, and they're releasing their first full-length teaser on March 9th.
Well, there you go.
And I just linked in there. There's a little thing. There's a 34-second movie in there, JP, if you want to check that out.
We can talk about that next week because we'll be there.
Yeah,
There we
man.
go.
It'll be March
So
9th.
very, very cool stuff. Okay, anyway. So, Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley. Okay. Where
So-
do we get?
Maybe should we start with the negative from my point of view, and then you guys can just
Sure.
'Cause-
Let's do that.
this. I went and I fucking hated this game, and I think I hated it for the wrong reasons, and I might actually revisit it. I hated this game because within 5 minutes of playing it, some douchebag came into my chat and told me that I was playing it completely wrong, and I was just a complete fucking buffoon, like in very vulgar ways. And I was like, you know what? If this is the type of shit that I'm gonna have to deal with in a game that is so like not that, then I'm not gonna play it, and I quit within about 20 minutes of playing it. And I've been watching streams, and I'm like, I mean, I kind of see I see the appeal, but it's totally not what I would normally play. And that's my experience with this game. So there you
Okay.
go.
You played for 20 minutes, JP?
I got very annoyed in 20 minutes. Yes.
Okay.
Now, here's what I will say to that. And actually, you know what? I'll start with some negatives too. First of all, I totally see where you're coming from with that. And there's no question that, first of all, and I get this in my chat too. There are people that think they know exactly how to play it. It's kind of like cities, if you remember that.
Yes,
if you're not doing
100%.
it how they
If you're not
think
fucking
the
making a
rest of the
roundabout, you're an
then
idiot.
what the hell are you doing on Twitch, you piece of shit?
Yeah.
Basically. And yeah, I totally see that. Now, I will say that there's absolutely no wrong way to play this game. Period. Like
Okay.
you can do really well, and there's lots of
Yeah.
really good ways you can play the game, and you can maximize your gold per minute invested and shit like that. But
Mm-hmm.
there's no wrong way to play this game. So first of all, let me kind of dive into a little bit. When
Okay.
this game came out, I watched some other streamers of it. Particularly, I watched Cobalt Streak, one of my favorite streamers to watch. Richard Hammer, another one of my favorites. And I would watch these streams, and I would get bored. And it wasn't because the streamers I loved, and that was great. But the game itself was really slow. When I would tune into streams, they would just be running between locations in a very slow way, and I didn't find it very engaging. Even now, when I play it, there are times when there's no question it's a slow game. It's a very relaxing game. There's very kind of sometimes almost sleepy music. At some points you're just walking around talking to people in single sentence things. There are parts of it that are really slow. That's the first thing I'll say about this game. And actually, those reasons right there are one of the reasons that I wasn't one of the first people streaming it. In fact, I was going to skip the whole game entirely. I was going to start my Deus Ex franchise playthrough early, and I was going to skip the entire thing, and I was going to wait till March 8th and just dive into Division. That was my plan. However, there was one night a few days ago that I was bumming around Twitch, and I noticed that my buddy Richard Hammer was streaming, and I dropped in. And for the first time, I really looked at what was going on, and I really kind of saw what he was doing. He had just gotten a horse, which meant he was just riding all around town, having a great time. And he went back to his farm, and there was all this stuff. And Richard at the time started talking about all the stuff he was doing and all the stuff that had led up to that point. And it was at that point I realized that this game is so much deeper than it looks. And I mean deep. Like, not only can you fully decide what to do with your farm, what direction to take it, what you want to do with it, what your crops are, how you're going to deal with them. You've got energy to manage every day. There's this full mine that you have to deal with. There's this whole fishing mechanic. There's a whole social system. There's events that happen. There's different stuff that happens throughout the course of the game. There's a community thing you're constantly building on. There's like, the list just goes on and on and on and on. And I started kind of looking at it and I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll give it a try. I'll just see how I like it. I warned people that, you know, I may play it for an afternoon and then be done with it. And then a couple days ago, yesterday, day before, I played it. I started kind of looking into it, started examining the system, started, you know, and it got to the point where I start a day, because you have to go, you run out of energy, and then at that night you have to run home and go to bed.
Right.
And I'd start my day and I would just have a laundry list of things that I wanted to do. Like a 5+ deep list of things that I could only do one of them. And then I'd go do one of those, and that would lead that night for 2 more, and it just keeps going.
Does that continue? Like it
just
throughout the entire game, it hasn't stopped?
Always gets more and more stuff to do. And now I've put 15, 20+ hours into this game, and the list is only getting longer. I mean, I was spending our pre-time when we were hanging out here making a notepad list. I wish I could show you my screen right now, of all the stuff I need in my community house to get these different rewards. Like artisan bundle, apple, apricot, orange, peach, pomegranate, quality crop bundle, gold parsnip X5, gold melon X5. I'm making checklists and shit for this game now. Like, it's ridiculous. And you know, I'm like planning out my farm, and I'm doing, you remember earlier with Far Cry, how we said that there was never that carrot that kind of kept you going in the game.
Right.
In Stardew, there's always like 5 carrots. And they all lead to things that if you want to, like if you can get invested in it, you want to do. And it's pretty damn cool. Like, I'm having a great time with this, funny enough. And I didn't expect to. I thought I was going to be done with it. I thought I was just going to play it and be done. But I really get like that kind of like Terraria / Starbound vibe from it. And not because it plays like it, because it doesn't. But just that you always have like that next little goal you're trying to do. It's one of the reasons I loved playing Terraria the last time I played it, because every time you'd bless the world or kill a boss or get to a certain floor or find a certain item, it would open up more objectives. And each time you do that, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. So I will say this, end of the day, there is no question this game is not going to be for everyone. And JP, if you never pick up the game again, I totally understand it. Don't think that I'm being like, this is the best game and you all need to play.
Yeah, never.
No, this is a neat game, and only certain people will like it.
That's right.
But if you like that kind of deep customization, base building, resource management kind of game, you'll have a really good time in Stardew Valley.
Is there an end game to it? Like, what is end game in this? Do you have any idea? Have any streamers gone there?
There is.
I've heard. Oh, go ahead, Fusion.
I don't know. What have you heard? I heard that you just like can, you know, increase your relationships. You can get married and have a kid, but eventually you just have the best farm. And I don't know. What have you heard, Ko?
I've heard that there's like the premise is that you're like, the intro is all, well, I guess this isn't really spoilers. The intro is all about like how you're like the city life guy that is getting fed up in city life, and then you open up this thing from your grandpa that sends you to the farm. And from what I understand, the premise is like you get your farm to a point where your grandfather is like, you honor his spirit.
Okay.
Like you grow out your farm to a point where you are now a farmer and this is your life now and that kind of thing. And then that's the end game. Also, there's like this community house that has all these sub objectives that you have to like go around the game and buy and harvest and do all sorts of shit with. And apparently there's like a big culminative event when you finish that. And that takes tons of hours. Tons of hours.
With some paranormal stuff. That part was so much fun because you go to this wizard's house.
I saw that part on someone's stream.
Big green cauldron. And I was having fun with it. I put on Afro Man's because I got high, and it was like the perfect time because he's like, come over here, and he has you like sniff this green thing, and then the whole screen starts tripping out.
Start tripping balls, yeah.
And there's like elves and fairies or some shit in this game, right?
Some kind of weird nature spirit thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff in it that's just kind of like way out.
So how
But-
many hours have you two put in? Because I know Future Man, you've been playing it just as much, if not more, than Co.
Well, I played it for one day, but I streamed like, I don't know, 14 hours or 15 hours straight. I could not get enough. And
Yeah.
and I kept saying like, one more day, we'll get one more day going. And then I would wake up, I would have my laundry list of things to do. Sometimes some days would be more packed. Sometimes I'd be like, well, today's actually kind of free. It's a Sunday afternoon. Let's go fishing for a little bit, So there'd be days like that. And then, or there'd be like, let's go down in the mine and see if we can dig up some cool rocks and then go and show them to, not the blacksmith,
The collector guy.
the collector.
The museum. Yeah.
And then you get certain rewards for that if you collect certain rocks or whatever, and then he'll give you a special bunch of seeds. And then you can head back and for tomorrow, then you'll be like, oh, now I can wake up, I can plant my new plants and I can water them up. Or it'll be like a summer only plant. So you'll be like, oh, now I can, save those for the summertime and have that ready to go in the summer. That's like the thing. There's the different seasons. And just once you kind of get in a groove in the spring, it's like very rainy. You're just starting out. Look how crappy my farm looks.
Yeah, but look how awesome your avatar looks. How the fuck do you know the devs or some shit?
No, that is just completely in game. People kept coming in and I was like, nah, that's just
Yeah,
in game.
that actually, it's 100% looks like you.
It looks like the Future Man guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? With the visor and everything. So yeah, I was kind of getting into it in a different way where people come and be like, farm sucks. And I'd be like, well, think about it, take a step back for a second. Yes, it does suck, but this guy just quit his job in the city. Is he going to have an awesome farm yet? This is going to take time, all right? Slow it down. It's just the spring. We're just now getting into it, and it's slowly progressing upwards. We've cashed in. We made a little bit of money. I've got plans for the summer where we're going to get a coop and start getting some chickens and some different, but first we need a silo to get hay. So like,
I need
I'm
a dolphin
loving
to
it.
get money. I need money to buy food. Can you get a dolphin?
There's
And
like an
then I'm
addiction,
also
man.
like trying. There's all these different girls, and there's like certain single ones. There's girls and guys. You can talk to different people, and there's this gift system. And there's a girl that caught our eye, Leah. And so,
You're gonna have to lay it too.
dude, she's a babe. She is a babe. Yeah.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
who we picked too. That's awesome.
Right? Yeah.
Keep Leia, man.
And there's this dance in the spring, and I've been giving her gifts. And every
The
time
flower dance?
it's like the egg, or not the egg
It's
festival.
the flower dance.
Flower dance.
The flower dance.
Yeah, I saw that on
And
Lyric
we've
Stream.
been building it up, and I've been giving her all these gifts, and then I go up and I ask her to dance, and she's like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to dance with you.
She said that to me too. That bitch.
Oh,
Yeah, I was pissed.
God, tears.
You guys
flowing
fucked up.
down.
You should have given her more gifts, man.
We should have given her more gifts.
I gave her
You got to give her gifts.
You
Yeah.
got to give her a chicken.
I gave her a salad.
It's all about
She
salads.
She
Yeah.
loved the
Oh,
salad.
you just called her fat, though. If you give her a salad, you just called her
She
fat. It's
loved it,
over.
man. She is one with nature. That's not it. But you are onto something there.
He also really likes wine.
She's fit, baby. She is fit.
You got to give her
She
some
likes
wine.
wine
though.
too. Okay, good.
Can
job.
you
to
make
drink.
wine?
Yeah, you can do a whole homebrew thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Is a
So
lot.
the other thing that I'm curious about is you guys have both said that, like, for the most part, at least Co said he was actually bored watching some other broadcasters because of the game, not because of the broadcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why the fuck does this have so much viewership on Twitch then? Because it's been
Dude.
insane seeing this game with like 60,000 plus every
Top
night.
5 the other day, right?
Yeah, it was top 5. Yeah.
Top 5. That's huge.
Had 11.8 thousand people watching me play this game today. Got almost 600 new followers. JP, I have no idea.
Are they playing along with you? Like, are they playing at the same time? Have you
Most
asked?
of them are people interested in the game or
Mhm.
people that are already playing the game. Also, I've had so many people tell me how relaxing they find it to watch.
I think that's it. I think that's the key. It really is relaxing, something you can put on, and the person's just talking about their daily thing. The music is kind of nice. It's got that nostalgic feel as well.
Okay.
Also, I gotta say that once you understand the game, it becomes exponentially more interesting to watch. I should have mentioned that when I was watching the streams before, when I found it boring, I had no idea what was going on.
Right.
So when they were just walking around aimlessly, I was like, this game looks dumb. What's going on? But now that I know like exactly what they're doing, you know, like I'll drop in a stream and I'll sit there and just watch like, okay, what are they doing now? Okay, cool. They're going back to their farm. Oh, let me see what they're growing. You know, oh, are they working on this? Like, are they focusing on it? Like, it becomes so much more interesting to watch. But again, you need to kind of understand what you're watching, or it's slow. It's really slow.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Slow burn. Yeah.
So Zeke, you're definitely checking this out eventually, right?
It looks like I have to, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, even the way you're describing it, it doesn't sound great. Like,
It's so fun.
Going like,
it's so good.
What? Like, there's no you don't fight anybody.
Oh, yeah, there's
like,
fighting.
There's a little bit of combat.
Yeah, no, there's combat
mines.
in the mines apparently.
Okay.
Pretty, you know, it's
Let's see if I can find
pretty basic, but
dude,
you
right
know.
now my guy is using the mandibles off of an insect I killed as swords. So he swings around this giant head like that has two big curved
What? Did you make that?
No, I found it.
Oh my
It's pretty
god.
awesome. I think you get it on one of the certain floors of the mine. The mine has like 100 floors, 100+ floors, and every
got a
floor is
lot.
randomized whenever you go to them. So it's like an endless place you can go and farm and stuff, whenever you get resources and things.
So
And
you can, if you want to, you could just fish. You don't even have to make a farm. You can be a miner and just mine and get all your money from that.
Yep.
You could do nothing. You could go to the bar and drink and hang out with Pam. She's always in there.
Go to aerobics class.
Go to aerobics class. Yeah.
Jesus.
It's so ridiculous.
I might
man.
play this a little bit off stream then. I don't know if I could play it on stream. Because I
man.
feel like it's gotten to that point now, especially where like the hardcore people in this game know what to do at the beginning, and they're just gonna beat me over the head with it in chat. I'm just not. Like, I'm not interested in listening to that at this point in time.
If it really bugs you, JP, I just run sub mode.
Yeah,
Like,
I could. I
think
don't like going
anyone-
sub mode though, but yeah.
It's like a cities game. You know, no one's gonna rag on you. For
See,
that.
but yeah, but in cities games, I enjoyed it because then I could like troll them and still do well. In this, I can't. As far as I know, I can't like do the opposite and do well. If that makes sense, I don't know. It's a weird game for sure. And I also like I said during the cast, I got a little bit bored with it, but it was pretty early in the morning, and it might have just been the wrong game to play right off the bat after waking up.
It's a little slow starting off. It really is.
Yeah.
I really agree. It took me a good couple hours to get into it. Like when in my first hour, I was still very much feeling it out. I didn't even know if I was really enjoying it.
Yeah. First hour, I was kind of wandering around, like, what is kind of
what am I doing? Like, I have to go talk to 28 people. What? And then, but by the end of the second hour, once you start making that little list in your head,
yeah,
of things you want to do, that's when it starts getting dangerous.
Gotcha.
That's when it's kind of like,
Exactly.
Like, oh wait, okay, so I got to set up a farm plot, and I got to get my tools upgraded, and I get some seeds. But what seeds do I want? But this person wants to talk to me. This guy wants me to go get an item, but I want to fish.
Someone says it's like Undertale right now. That's like really putting me off.
Oh yeah.
But
the
we'll
graphics
see.
also kind of. I'm not a huge fan of pixel art. I'll play it, but I'm not a huge.
I love it.
Well,
some people are.
The other aspect of this is that there's one man working on this. It's a one dev game, and he's also patched it like 4 times since Friday or some shit.
Hugely impressive.
Oh, he has?
Yeah. So that's cool to see. See.
One guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Turned ape on Twitter.
There you go.
Very cool dude.
So that's Stardew Valley, which is, let's see how many viewers it has right now on Twitch.
CJP, that wasn't too bad. You didn't fall asleep.
Well, I mean, I engaged in the conversation. It's got 16K right now, which is
16K.
It's in the top 10. It's number 9 right now.
Something
which
to be
is pretty
said
good.
about that.
It's pretty good.
I'm playing right when we're done.
I'll say this about Street Fighter V. After last week's show, super into it. I played a shit ton afterwards. I hit the critical mass of salt and fuck fighting games.
I saw your tweet. What happened?
As of Saturday, I hit the point just like I did when I tried to get into them last time 2 years ago, where I was just like, I don't have the amount of time, nor do I want to invest the amount of time required to be good at this game. I'm putting it away. I'm uninstalling. That's exactly what I did.
So you weren't even having fun.
I was having fun the entire time until I thought that I knew what I was doing. And then I learned that I had no fucking clue what I was doing when I lost, I basically got to, ultra bronze, which is the second tier of bronze, which means I had 1,000+ LP, which is their like ranking system. And then it started putting me against like 3 and 2K. Like it bumped up the variance because I guess it wanted me to find a match faster. And like those people, they're just like far like for it to be that close in game ranking, it's like night and day difference in the understanding of like the mechanics of a fighting game. And I was like, I can't grind out a game for like 1,000+ hours because that's what I'm gonna have to do to like get to this level. So I just like I had my fun. I'm done. Like I'm just gonna put the game away because it was that, and I was also like I was really, really, really frustrated with it. I was super fucking upset as I was playing it, and
Now, you play one character and like main that character, and are you doing ranked games? Is that your approach?
Yeah. It's because I've always played Ryu in all the Street Fighters because he's like he's the most default vanilla and like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same move set except for like all the hardcore. Oh, he's got a +1 frame. Like I don't know any of that shit, but it makes a difference, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. But then I watched there was a tournament that I think it was Winter Brawl 11 or 10 or some shit over the weekend, and like the finals of that was so fucking fun to watch. Like holy shit, Street Fighter 5 at like the highest levels is super fun to watch. Maybe even more fun for me than Street Fighter 4. I was super into it. So I have that at least. I have more understanding of the game at that level so I can appreciate it. But yeah.
So I got to do something real quick. I just got to cut in and say thanks to Flying Fish for gifting me Stardew Valley.
There you go. Now you got to play it.
Just now said...
There we go.
Said the message said, Zeke, suffer as I do. Buckle up.
There we go.
There you go.
So thanks, Fish.
There you go.
Coming at you.
So yeah, that was Street Fighter 5. Then I started my Uncharted playthrough yesterday. I forgot how fucking the Uncharted series is great. Uncharted 1, the worst game out of the series, 100%.
I dropped in when you were having trouble. What was it, like a disarm prompt or something? And you just died like instantly over.
Oh no. There's a moment in that game right after the submarine blows up, and it has it like this weird, like kind of almost 2D view. And there's 3 guys at the back, and there's one around the corner. And I'm playing the game on easy difficulty because that game, towards the end of the game on the higher difficulties, is like cheap as fuck. Like it is not even fun.
I dropped down during my playthrough.
Yeah, it is not fun how fucking cheap it is. And I'm playing on the second difficulty, easy. Like the second, not hard at all. People die in one headshot, etc. And like in the 5 steps that I took off this thing, the 3 people behind me would kill me every single time, no matter what I did. So I just had to do it like 20 times until I finally got around the corner. And it was like, there was nothing wrong that I was doing. Apparently when they bumped it up from 30 FPS to 60, the invincibility frames or something are not there. And so your character gets hit by all the shots as you're going around. And so you just constantly die over and over. And I was just like, this is stupid. Like
this sucks.
I was seriously thinking you were about to just quit the game.
No, because I know like how good the Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3 are. But like, the other thing too is I forgot at that particular time in video games, like they make the game longer by just throwing hordes of fucking enemies. And when I say hordes, I'm saying like 15 waves of 3 in like one particular area in the game. And I was just like, this is fucking like, I'm so glad this is not the norm anymore in these type of games. So that was fun. I'll probably Uncharted 1's pretty short actually. I got 50% through it in like 3 hours or 2.5 hours. So I'll probably finish that tomorrow and start Uncharted 2, which I'm looking forward to.
They made it look so pretty though, didn't they?
It looks, goddamn, the fucking art team at Naughty Dog. Holy shit,
They're
dude.
good.
Yeah, that game has always looked good, and it looks. The HD version definitely did it a huge service. On the topic of Naughty Dog, Uncharted 4 got delayed till May 10th.
You know what also got delayed? Worryingly so.
What's that?
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh, I saw that Q1 2017, right?
And
why is that worrying so?
Because over the last 4 months, we've seen the lead writer and lead creative director leave the project, and one of them left directly to Bungie to start working on Destiny, which is not a good sign.
It's a good sign for Destiny.
That's a great sign for Destiny.
It's a good sign. it doesn't matter. Like the fact that he would just leave an active project that's in heavy development and just leave the company.
A little alarming there.
And there's been very little public stuff about it, which means that there may, like there's so much uncertainty over it right now that people are getting really.
I get that. I feel like
really nervous.
I feel like the Mass Effect is like such a big game for EA that for them to delay that actually is a good thing, because they know if they put out what they currently have or currently don't have, it's going to get fucking destroyed. So I look at that whenever a game gets delayed, I'm always like, I'm glad. Like, I'll wait. It's fine. There's a billion other games. I understand things happen. And that just means that hopefully it's going to be that much better. But maybe that's because I'm not like a Mass Effect huge fan of it.
The kind of big problem with this situation is they're being really tight-lipped about Andromeda, and the small things they have let slip have generated so many more questions than answers. And they've let it slip at one point that Andromeda was going to be in a different universe. And then there were these questions like, okay, well, if it's in a different universe and in Mass Effect, that timeline isn't talking to other universes, which they actually make clear in a couple points. It's like, does that mean that the new Andromeda is going to have zero influence from the Mass Effect series? And then all this stuff came in where it's like, so wait, if that's the case, then how is it the same game? And
how can you call it Mass Effect?
There's so many questions about the project they're not answering, and now writers and creative directors are leaving it, and now they're pushing it back. It's like, will you guys please tell us something so we can stop being worried about this?
Yeah.
And I meant Galaxy, not Universe. Thank you.
Oh, that's a whoa. That's a completely different thing then. No, that's a completely different thing.
It is.
Because Galaxy and Universe, universe means another reality.
Sure, yeah.
Yes, no, that is correct. They're in a different galaxy. So they're
that's a big distinction.
And I'm sorry, that's correct. So it is all in the same universe, but it is in a different galaxy.
Gotcha.
And in the Mass Effect arc, there are no references to it or any other galaxies, which has gotten a lot of people very concerned, because that means either the relationship is one way from their galaxy to ours, or that the whole premise is that there's some kind of again, this is all guessing. That's the problem. And let me just stop there before I just keep rambling with guesses. There's so much guessing right now, and then creative leads and writers are leaving. It's getting pushed back, and a lot of Mass Effect fans like myself are just like, what's going on? Why is this happening? Can you throw us a bone? Can you give us a little bit of hint?
Something.
Yeah, just something, basically. So not good.
Maybe there's some internal turmoil. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
I just want a shot of just from the torso down, walking by the camera, and then you see Rex or Krogan just go Shepard, and that's it.
Yeah, I'd be into that.
5-second video.
That'd be great if that's what they bring to E3. I'm totally fucking in.
Oh, I would jizz.
That'd be great.
Even if it's a great grandson or something like that of the original Shepard or something like that.
Okay, well, here we go.
I think that'd be really cool.
Somebody in chat just mentioned that the guy who left for Destiny said his work was finished. See that? I didn't hear that. But that could be great.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
That's good.
I just heard all the other stuff, so I'll have to look into that more. But that would be. I don't think that's the same for the director that left earlier in the year. But again, that could be awesome. That could be good. Gotcha. But at the same point, JP, I think that what you said also rings true. If they need to push it back to deliver a quality product, I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. It would have been nice to have it out this year.
No, I 100% agree.
But yeah, if this is what they need to do to get something good out there, more power to them. Take your time.
Yep. I don't know if anyone cares on this cast, but Pokemon Sun and Moon was announced as Pokemon was shown on Twitch over the weekend on the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, which is... I've never watched Pokemon before. I watched about 2 hours of it when it was streaming on Twitch. That was a weird thing to see that it was streaming on Twitch, but I assume we're going to see more and more of that in the future. I don't know what it'll be, but it was cool, I guess, that they had that. That's kind of a thing now that can happen here on Twitch. What else was there? So there was this...
People are talking about the puppet.
Yeah, we'll talk about Benny towards the end of it. We got about 10 minutes left. We'll definitely talk about it.
No clue who this dude is.
I've watched a lot of Benefits.
What is it?
We'll talk about it here in a sec. I do want to mention this Windows 10 initiative that Microsoft has really been pushing this week. Are any of you on Windows 10? I would assume not, right?
My gaming PC is,
Really?
but my streaming PC is still 7.
That's the route I'm about to take.
Oh, you're gonna upgrade soon?
I'm gonna have to. I mean, there's so many games coming out on Windows 10 that I'm
Yeah.
gonna play. And
Yeah.
Well, 10
I
is
do not
better.
ever plan.
Eon's better than 8.
Oh yeah.
Eon's better than 8. It's
Yeah.
still not as good as fucking 7.
It's still not as good, yeah.
7.
So they announced
I don't
yesterday.
plan on touching 10 on my streaming machine though.
Yeah. They announced yesterday that Gears of War Ultimate Edition is coming to Windows 10 and that comes to Windows 10, not coming. It's out now.
Right.
They've also announced that Forza 6 is coming out. It's available. They showed like a 4K video, which looks jaw-droppingly gorgeous. If you can watch it on YouTube in 4K. But there are a lot of issues with that. One of the major ones being that it's like you can't turn VSync on or off. There's no SLI support. You have to use the Windows like weird platform thing that has a lot of bugs and is a service that was pretty much designed for like apps and like the
Wait, no SLI
There's no SLI support
in Windows 10? Period?
No, for the way that these games are downloaded through the Windows Store. And all of these executables and all of the files are like locked, so you can't mod them. You can't like mod any of these games coming from the Windows Store. So a lot of people in like the PC world are just like, well, fuck you, Microsoft. Like, we're not going to play any of this.
Right.
I think Quantum
so
Break
the
is
premise
going
they're trying to standardize it like they do on consoles.
Exactly. I think that's what they're trying to do. The quote from the Guardian article is Microsoft is unifying the PC and Xbox One platforms, ending fixed console hardware. There's a big article up on the Guardian talking about this, as well as a ton of other websites, because this was all announced yesterday, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. They got a lot of stuff to do. I'm sure chat will have updates or opinions on this as well, which we'll be pulling from. But I don't know. I wanted to get your opinion. If you could only download some of these Microsoft games through the Windows Store on Windows 10, Future Man, since you're not really thinking of updating anytime soon, does that push that?
I think
Idea?
I would have to. I think there would be no choice, depending on if there is a game that I would really want to play. It would be one of those things where, I have a 2 PC setup as well, so I could update it on my gaming PC,
Right.
and stay with Windows 7 on my streaming PC. So I don't know. I've heard some people have issues with Windows 10 and OBS or whatever.
There's a lot of issues with it.
I just haven't dealt with it at all. I've just stuck with Windows 7, and that's been working fine. But yeah, if they start pumping out games and it's Windows 10 only, I'll have to go Windows 10. But it's not like there would be nothing positive from that, right? I also have heard that isn't there some nice optimization? I don't know. I haven't looked into Windows 10 very much at all.
You would hope so. I
Right?
don't know too much about it. I know that some games do run better on it.
Okay.
But yeah, so is this the 4K video? Okay, so here's this is probably gonna get me claimed, but whatever. Here's Forza in 4K. Granted, you're watching on Twitch at 1080p 30, and you guys, I don't know what it's gonna look like in Zoom. The game looks fucking drop dead gorgeous. Like, it looks insane at 4K, which is kind of cool to see a lot of these Xbox One games if they do kind of start doing these, bringing Xbox One exclusive games over to PC. Pretty cool. But they really got to like no VSync and no SLI support is like, or sorry, not being able to toggle VSync is just a huge fuck you to PC gamers. So hopefully they fix that, and hopefully they also work on the App Store, which is basically designed for apps and not for like these huge 30 gigabyte releases or however big these games are.
Yeah, I've heard it's littered with just a bunch of shitty.
It's just like the Android App Store, the iTunes App Store, just like terrible fucking apps everywhere.
Needs a rehaul.
Yeah.
The frustrating part of this really is that a lot of us use PCs because we don't want all these limiting things with consoles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now Microsoft is going like,
then eliminate
it's a lot easier for us to do it this way. So,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, all right. So like the thing that just really shines out of nowhere is the mod stuff. It's if they standardize a platform like that, and then games that would have been modded all of a sudden start coming out in this new format. That could be
disastrous.
catastrophic to some franchises potentially.
Totally.
So I don't know, man. Like that's very That's not cool.
Not looking good.
We'll see.
That's not cool.
We'll see. Some other quick news. Did anyone pre-order an HTC Vive?
Not yet. That's the $800 one, right?
Yes, it's $800. Yeah, $799 in the US, $899 in Europe. They said on March 1st, so yesterday, someone from HTC said that they have sold 15,000 units within the first 10 minutes of it going on sale. So that's a lot of units sold in the first 10 minutes. Which I think is a worldwide figure and not just in the UK, according to this article on
God,
Ars
think
Technica.
about how much money that is.
Yeah.
Have they shown games or anything yet for?
I don't know if I think they have some like launch games, but they're
Okay.
less games and more kind of like tech demos. I don't know too much about the VR world and like what they're launching with. I know that the Oculus is launching with Lucky Story, which is like a weird platformer.
Okay.
And there's a couple other things. But yeah, like that's one of the biggest reasons a lot of people haven't bought into it yet is because they don't have like a software.
Because Brazzers hasn't put their money in the hat yet.
Well, Brazzers was at, or not Brazzers specifically, but I forgot what.
I know. I just picked one of them out of the hat.
There was a porn. I think it was like a company that makes, what do you call a porn video or a porn company that makes the videos? I guess a porn company that makes the videos.
Production company?
Porn production company. There you go. That was at CES showing a lot of stuff with VR. There's actually a YouTube video of someone, I think it's from Gizmodo, who wears the helmet, but they don't show what's in the actual video. And he just kind of like reacts to it. Like as he's wearing this thing over the course of 10 minutes. And he's just like, yeah, there's a woman in front of me and now she's, oh, yep, that's happening. This is really weird because I know there's people in the room with me. And he's just kind of freaking out, which is a pretty funny video to watch. You should go watch it. I can't go into detail what it says because I'll probably get banned here on Twitch.
Yeah.
But go watch that video. It's funny as shit.
Well, it's like the first time you find your dad's or your buddy finds his dad's collection.
Yeah.
Like back in the day when it wasn't all on computers, like there was like, VHSs and DVDs and stuff like that. And you found the collection and there's the first dude in like 6th grade to be like, I found my dad's shit. Let's go. We go out and watch it.
He's
like,
gonna put on
there's
that.
Like 5 preteen boys that's sitting there going like,
I got to be honest. I never did that as like a group experience.
it was
from the very beginning. I was always like, I don't know if I want to watch that with other people in the room that are of my
if
gender?
I had found my dad's stash, I would not have shared it with anybody.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, right? It's like, yeah, come watch what my dad beats.
Among our group of friends to find it. And he told everybody. So we were like, let's go watch it. And my first thought was, I'm going to steal these videos. I'm going to steal them and take them home.
Jesus Christ. So there's some rumblings of No Man's Sky this week. One that will be
controversy with No Man's Sky.
Is it turned into controversy now? Because yesterday it was revealed on the PlayStation blog under the available for pre-order or pre-order soon, I think is the name of it. I freaked out because I thought it was coming out tomorrow. But it says, well, this is what it says. This is from Game Informer, just so we rep them. This is the image that appears on the PlayStation blog.playstation.com. It says No Man's Sky out 3/3-PlayStation 4 $60. So there's a couple things here. If you just look at this, you think the game's coming out on the 3rd of March. Also, the game's at $60 and people kind of lost. Is that where the controversy's at goes? That
That's
people are
where
freaking
a lot
out?
of it is. It's the fact that they're releasing it for $60. There's been a lot of rumbling and issues about what the game actually is.
Yeah.
Because they really haven't shown a lot of the core gameplay loop yet.
Yeah.
And there's quickly forming sides. And I think Danny O'Dwyer represents one of them really well. He's been tweeting a lot about this today. And his aspect is, okay, look, it's okay for game companies to hold the cards close to their chest and not expose everything about their game to keep the mystery high.
Sure.
So they can release and drop a bomb on the gaming community, basically, of, hey, look at all this awesome stuff you can do. And that's totally good. I'm kind of with Danny on that. But the issue I think that a lot of other people are concerned about is the fact where it's like, You guys are expecting us to pay $60 for a game that you are not showing us what the game is really about yet. You're making us pay to judge if the game is worth $60.
It's worrisome.
Wasn't
And that's what this is throwing a lot of people.
wasn't there a rumor that there is a press event for No Man's Sky this week and that the embargo is soon? And that we're just going to see a bunch of footage? Did you guys hear anything about that? Or I don't know where I read that, but I remember hearing that there's like an event this week where they're showing No Man's Sky, and then that footage and those opinions are going to come out pretty soon. And that's where I'm hoping that, like, you know, Ko was saying, the gameplay loop is revealed. So
Well, I mean, and chat is really pinging onto this right now. The short answer is don't pre-order it.
oh yeah, 100%.
End of story. Like, don't wait until reviews, wait until it comes out, and wait until and if that's your boat, that's great. But I think a lot of people are just kind of frustrated that the devs chose this alleyway, that they are offering $60 pre-orders before a lot of this info is out. Like, I've been following No Man's Sky closely. I mean, think about everything I've said on this show in the last year. It's my kind of game. Like, I'm really looking forward to playing this game. It's really cool. Even I don't really know a lot about it. You know, I'm really jazzed about it. I'm really interested in it. But there's not a huge amount of information of what am I going to do in an hour of this game? Like, what are all the options available to me? What's going to be the hook? What's going to keep me playing? That information is not out yet. So, you know, it's the controversy around the game is probably more fabricated than anything. And it's more fabricated by the fact that it's a expensive pre-order. And the short answer is just wait, you know, and
yeah, I mean, that's,
but you know, again, it's an interesting development in the gaming news to see the kind of outlash or the outburst that this is getting in the community.
Yeah,
it's definitely.
I'm trying to look at it from their point of view. Like, on one hand, if the game's awesome and they're not showing it off, they want people to be surprised by it. That would be amazing, but that's also extremely risky and doesn't make sense from a business perspective. All these movie trailers that give away the whole plot. I try not to watch movie trailers because they give away so much of the plot. I feel like the reason that they do that is because they know giving away the plot garners interest for the movie and gets more people in there. So either, you know, that worries me a lot about the game. Not that there's not a lot out there, because why would they do that? Why would they do that?
I mean,
if the game's good, you would want people to see it, to get interest in it, unless they're just like pure. They're like, we're artists and we want people to
experience it for the first time.
For the first time, yeah.
I hope it was just a case of, you know, PlayStation had to get something out there, and then tomorrow there's a whole bunch of information about No Man's Sky, and people can kind of go from there.
Yeah.
But who knows? Like, this space changes every single day. There's no routine or there's proper ways to do it, but for companies, there's not the way to do it. Everyone does it a little bit differently. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Zeke, you're saying there's 250 games with the VR tag on
VR support
on
the Steam.
Okay.
And there's quite a lot of them. Ark, Subnautica, Dirt, Keep Talking, The Town of Light. Like, there's big names on that shit.
Yeah. Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes obviously was made for the VR world. So, like, that would be a lot of fun to play for sure. Any other news you guys want to talk about before we spend a couple seconds on benefits, and then we'll move on?
Only small kind of cool thing is not everyone's favorite game right now for obvious reasons we've discussed on the channel, but Fallout 4 is coming out with some really interesting survival stuff for those that enjoyed that game.
Survivor being a difficulty, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're bringing in a difficulty that makes it so the game only saves when you rest, significantly harder. Eating is a huge deal. You can get sick and you have to treat it. You have to treat all the different food you eat in the world, or it'll give you a severe poisoning that can kill you and do all sorts of horrible things. They're basically taking the survival mode from New Vegas and tying it into like a major game mode.
Interesting.
That again, not hugely. You know, a lot of people are kind of done with Fallout 4 for now. But with the DLC around the corner, you know, it's kind of cool to see them. The community kind of yelled for it.
Yeah.
So it's good to see a company kind of rebounding what they heard. And
did you see? What was that, Zeke?
Sorry, I saw it was just a dumb joke. Someone said Fallout Bore in the chat, and I was like, yeah, that's funny. And then I thought of Fallout. Like I was trying to think of my own, like Fallout snore.
There you go. You made yourself
You
laugh.
know, it just made me snort a little.
Did you see it was a totally fan-made project. It has no impact on the actual game code, but someone made like what would the animation look like if like a gun was broken and they made
the
that
plasma gun.
Yeah, that looked
I
like
saw that. That looked really
fuck,
cool.
man, if that was in
cool.
Fallout 4, that'd be awesome. I'd break my gun all the time.
Yeah.
It looked really, really cool. So I guess to intro Benny Fitz, someone asked us a long time on the show, and someone actually tweeted this at me. Someone asked us if there would ever be something like new on Twitch, and what would that be? And at the time, I said there would never be anything new on Twitch. We've pretty much seen everything. And then this guy showed up yesterday, or 2 days ago. His name's Benny Fitz. This is one guy playing Diablo as well as playing a puppet. I'll turn up the volume a little bit so you can hear him. He's not partnered yet.
One hand on the game and one hand on the puppet.
He's playing Diablo 3 with one hand on the mouse. And then he's got his other hand in the puppet.
That's right, tough guy. Run away like
It's
you
not the
just
first.
stole
I've
something.
seen other people do this.
I've seen other people do this, but there's not anyone that's portrayed an actual Muppet. As a Muppet should be in like a positive, he's never cursed.
Oh, you are so right, Clark.
He sounds
So right.
great. It's like one of the most
a
calming,
good
positive
book.
things I've ever watched.
Oh, really
Like,
good book.
I think Co's like a very positive streamer.
Really good.
I
This
just gotta
guy
say,
makes Co look like the fucking devil. I've never seen this guy. Like, people come into his chat, they're like, I love you, Benny. And he's like, oh, thanks, I love you too. Like, he says this type of shit.
When will we
It's
finally
fascinating to
save?
watch, man. I saw him.
When will we finally
Wait,
save
does
the
this mean he's
demon?
always
I
restricted to
almost said
playing
Mark
one-hand
Wahlberg.
mouse games?
I guess. See, that's where it's kind of like,
You
I
can
don't know,
never
man.
play like a first-person
Really?
shooter that needs mouse and
Wahlberg
keyboard.
can no longer be saved.
Just listen to the audio for a second.
All you got to do is get a partner, get somebody else to play the game. That's what I thought he was doing first. Like, first of all, I thought when I tuned in, I thought he was doing the puppet and the voice, and somebody else was playing the game.
That's a lot of multitasking, man.
doesn't-
That's very impressive.
It's a big
I
project.
gotta follow this
Four
guy.
hands.
I need to
Let
watch
me
this
let me see
live.
if I can find. There's one thing that's like already become a thing on his stream. The other thing too is that
It's
when
Benny Fitz.
Benny Fitz, yeah, twitch.tv/Benny with a YFITS.
Yeah, and if you
And then-
follow your friends with benefits.
Yeah, that's like a great line,
Oh.
right? Like that's a fucking such a good
Oh.
line.
They said,
Dude, there's the other one. Phil the Drill. Someone in chat.
Yes,
I don't
someone-
know who came first, but
Phil
I
the Drill did come. This guy's only streamed 5 times ever,
Okay.
and
And he has 5,000 followers.
so the thing. Hold on. The thing is, as of Monday, he had 12 followers, and he had he had 15 followers and like 12 viewers when I first joined the channel. I tweeted him out.
No.
Twitch tweeted him out.
sorry,
Uh-huh.
There's a Kotaku article
Tonight's
about
stream
him,
is
and
brought
now
to
he
you
averages
by
about
the Sigma
1,000
symbol.
viewers for his past 2 broadcasts.
Everyone needs
So like he's already kind of spiking in that regard.
Uh-huh.
But hey, guys, remember, there's not enough room on Twitch for new streamers.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Can someone
No.
please let Benny know?
No.
So this is his thing that he does. Just listen to this. He's got to go back to town
Know
first.
what time it is?
I'll turn it up for you guys.
Useless trivia.
Look how he just reacts to this thing.
What's up with the light up billboards, guy? I'm not buying what you're selling.
He just responds to the guy normally. This is his big thing right now.
Ready? Nope. 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 Oh yeah. Nope. 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 But these 3 are okay.
That's all it is. The chat loses their shit when this happens.
That inflection.
We could probably watch the fucking yeah, look, you can watch the
I'm
chat.
too
They're just all spamming nope.
We don't have to sing
Just
these,
over
though.
and over and over. That's become
bang.
his shtick. Is when he salvages things
you
and he doesn't
are-
like it, he says
Stop
nope.
doing my rhythm
Nope.
off.
Nope.
It's like
How is this guy not partnered?
no, I would imagine he's gonna get
Because he's
partnered
only been
soon.
around
Any
for like
second,
5
man. He's
days.
going- he's
Yeah.
getting partnered.
Okay.
But like,
Twitch has to jump on the hype quick.
that's exactly what I was saying is, and it's kind of why I'm glad Future Man's here, because you kind of had the same experience, right? Like, you were very strong with your Future Man gaming shtick in the very beginning, and that's what got a lot of your like initial boom on your channel. And I think for a while there, you were kind of averaging around like 1,000+ viewers for like the first week. You were featured all the time. You had articles everywhere. So like, I guess what I'm asking is like, describe that a little bit, and then how should he capitalize on this? And how should other people capitalize on this if it happens to them?
Good question.
It's so interesting because that's not how I envisioned it happening. So I wasn't really prepared. Like, I kind of had this idea of like, all right, we'll slowly build up the community more and more and more and more. And then all of a sudden, you know, Black Light Attack finds this highlight, tweets it out. Next thing you know, I've got 20 Twitch employees in my stream, and I've got 2,500 people watching my cast just on a Tuesday. And we get partnered a couple days later. They have this new initiative with the partnership Spotlight, and they throw me into that. And so it's like I go from 30 viewers a cast to 2,000 viewers a cast on the front page
in a day, right?
Future Man, like in a day, in a couple days, in a week. And you know, it was crazy. It was hype. You know, I was acting like a freaking madman just because I knew that this was a very solid opportunity. But it started with the whole theme, with the Future Man theme, which I saw some people in chat like, Future Man do this? Yeah, the suit's over here. I have to wash it. I have to wash it every once in a while.
Right, I remember when you
wear it all the time. And so, yeah, there was this, you know, and I definitely last summer, before last summer, right after all of this big moment, I was still averaging probably 1,000 people a show, and you know, got a ton of subs right off the bat, and you know, as with anything, it kind of like tapers off a little bit. But what happened is the core group that stayed has really, you know, grown together and is there because they like me, they like everybody else in the community, and it's a really strong core community. There's always going to be, with something like this, I think there's going to be people who are going to be like, oh, he's not dancing the whole time anymore, you know, because I was acting like, I was like, this is crazy, you know, I was doing nice moves and stuff all the time. And the thing is, I feel pretty good because I've seen other people also who are on the partnership Spotlight, and I've seen other people have that moment where they blow up and their communities have not been sustainable and they have not sustained communities. And I feel like in the same way, I've also been putting a lot of time in continuing to innovate. We do the Future Man stuff, but also we get down on the games, and I think people like connecting in a real way with their broadcasters. And so that was an interesting route because I've got this whole Future Man persona and the backstory, and we get into that and we have fun with that. But also I like talking about, you know, whatever, pizza or, you know,
whatever you want
on a Friday, you know, just or video games, playing games. So I've got like a nice balance. I was able to have the Future Man that's, you know, that in a very, very crowded Twitch environment allowed me to separate myself in a very big way, and is really, you know, that was the opportunities that have me here today. So I mean, that's not the only way that you can do it. This guy's he's got something that's going to cause him to be different. Time will tell if he's going to be able to sustain the community and the hype. You know, the hype's going to die down eventually with any of these, you know, these new things that come out. It's just,
well, it's anything on Twitch. There's the ebb and flow of Twitch is always constant.
Yeah. So, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I think.
I wonder how long, because with like Future Man Gaming, you can still kind of like, you can be on the broadcast and it's not like, oh, he's not Future Man. Like you're always Future Man Gaming is what I'm getting at, right? Regardless of if you're like, you're in the character or you're not.
Yep.
He has to always be a puppet on stream. If he's not, I don't know if this works. Right?
Well, it's really interesting you say that. Another streamer that went through I don't know if it was quite this big, but it was similarly parallel, especially from the success standpoint. General Mittens, the cat.
Right. Is he no longer a cat on stream?
He is still a cat.
He's a cat.
I will say this. there is no question that when I first saw General Mittens, he is much more real now. Like when I saw General Mittens first, he was very like, I'm a cat, I'm hilarious. Like he was really playing it up. And then I
Right.
dropped, when he's playing Rainbow Six, and he's just talking to his team. Like, all right, guys, I'm going through the door. All right, I'm gonna
Just a
breach
normal
this.
guy,
All right,
okay.
we got two guys
Yeah.
coming on our left, and
Yeah.
it was like a totally different experience. It was
Okay.
it was interesting. It was still good. I mean, he's a good streamer.
Yeah.
But it was very much a different experience. So it'll be interesting to see if this guy goes through the same.
He doesn't play it up like that. Like people will ask him, like he one thing that happens is he gets asked questions like, what's your favorite blank? Like just nonstop. And he like very calmly he doesn't get like super excitable, but he'll answer a question like he gets asked a lot about like other Muppets. So like, what do you think about Grover? Or like, what do you think about Kermit? And he'd be like, you can never trust a frog, man. Like, would you trust a
quick
frog?
question. Does he actually say he's a Muppet?
He says he is I think he says, I don't know if he says the word Muppet. I think maybe other people have said that because obviously like
That's
Muppet's
my first
trademarked.
question was like copyright stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
Muppet is trademarked. He probably says
Yeah.
puppet.
Puppets.
I would hope he
Alright.
says puppet.
Right.
The other thing too that is very interesting is like, from my understanding, and I don't know because I've never actually talked to the guy behind this. I don't even know anything about this person. When I first joined his broadcast, he was like, "What's Twitter? Like, should I get a Twitter? Do you guys want it?" He didn't have a Twitter at all, and like his community like made him, or the people in the chat. It's 4 days old, so I don't know if you can call it community. We're like, please get Twitter so that we can like see when you're going live. And then they were like saying you need to set up like a PayPal account so we can tip you money. And he's like, people tip on Twitch? Like that's a thing? And I'm kind of like, is that a
That's
shtick?
damn
I
good.
wonder if he knew. Or
Is
if
that
he-
a shtick or is he like really that innocent to the world of Twitch? Because he does it with Diablo too, where he's like, people would tell him like, hey, you can put that bow on your scoundrel. It's like, I can put this bow onto that guy. And then it happens. He's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, that's so cool. And he's like, I just got this PC like last month or
I
something.
love it.
And
Dude,
he
I
calls,
would love to hear this guy's story.
yeah, I really like, but I also don't want that story to be public because I always want it to be the Muppet. And I think he would probably too, right? Because it destroys the entire stream if people know who he is
It's
in the real world.
Yeah.
I've thought about this before. If I streamed every single day, full Future Man persona, did not let on at all.
Yeah.
Anything else, that would be one way to potentially grow a stream. I think that would be very, very difficult to nonstop for 8, 9, 10, 11 hours. I don't know if that would be fresh. I don't know if you could keep that fresh.
He's
for that
streaming
long.
about 4 or 5 hours a day. I think he said he announced the schedule like 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Or maybe it was
Okay.
last night where it's like he's going to stream 4 and 5 nights a week and that's it for about 4 to 5 hours. So maybe he has like a day job and maybe he just does this for fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if he's streaming tonight. I don't know his exact schedule, but give him a follow. Just check it out once. I guarantee you'll have a good time. It's one of the fucking strangest things I've ever seen on Twitch, but it works right off the bat when you join. And he's fucking hilarious. Like he's so fucking witty. Someone like was in his chat last night under the name Drake. And this guy Drake was talking shit. He's like, yeah, you used to call me on the hotline, man. And his stupid voice. And everyone was like, oh, you're quoting this song. It's so funny. Just nonstop. So he's like very in tune with popular culture and all that shit. And it makes a good broadcast. I just don't know if he can keep it up for like a month or even longer. So we'll see. He also plays D&D as well. So maybe we'll have him on some West Marches. As the puppet. As the puppet, not as the person. He
That
said
would
he's
be
played like
awesome.
Pathfinder and Shadowrun and all that shit. So
Have him make an entire character based around his online Twitch persona.
I think he'd totally be
That's
down.
monster.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like he'd be a good role player if he could stay in character this well. So,
Right.
but yeah, he's already at I think he just surpassed 5,000 followers, which for a 4-day-old stream, that's pretty good. Yeah,
That's really
Is it-
good.
Is it 5,000 already? Which is insane. I would imagine he'll be partnered by the end of the week. I would think. If not, Twitch is like missing out on that.
They have to.
Huge. Well, cool. That's going to do it for Drop Frames. What is out? Oh, The Division is next week. So we'll be talking about that probably.
And culling.
Oh, the culling. Yeah, that comes out on the 8th, which
The
is...
exact same day as Division.
Wow. I wonder if the culling will get left behind because of that.
Well, you know what? It's interesting. We've had some talks about that in the channel, and there's no question a lot of Division hype, but I think the open beta left a lot of bad tastes in people's mouths that were expecting a lot more from Division. So it may actually work out in Culling's advantage to be the Division alternative. All the people that come to Twitch, watch the Division for a little bit, become slightly disenfranchised, and then want to find something else and see Lyric playing Culling or something like that. You know, it may work out for them. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really interesting because no one knows for sure. It could go either way, big time.
Is there anything being added to the culling on the 8th, or is it just the same thing you guys were playing this past weekend, or do you have no idea?
No idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if it's the same thing, that would be rough to launch against the Division, which is a full game.
Yeah,
which should have more.
Division is going to have a huge amount of new stuff. I love Culling. It was one of my favorite games I've streamed in the last long time. I'm full timing Division for at least a few days.
Have they said one of the biggest issues with Destiny when it first came out is there was like maybe 6 or 7 more hours of content than what you played in the beta? Have they said that that's not going to be the case for the Division? Has there been any language out there saying that like how much more there's going to be in the Division?
Well, when we had the Open Division beta, we had 2 missions in our home base, and that was basically the single player content.
Okay.
There's 3 different arms of the Division base. Each one can be upgraded 10 times, and one can assume that a mission will be attached to each upgrade. So
okay.
Again, this is assumption. No one knows for sure. This hasn't been released, but you can assume there will be like 70 to 90% more content. I mean, there is a huge amount of content that we have not seen yet. Okay. And then who knows if there's not more stuff after the base is complete? Like, we don't know. And apparently there's an end game that they're saying that we don't know about.
Really?
So there's gonna be a lot in Division.
Man, if they launch with Destiny didn't launch with a raid. The raid came like 2 weeks after, if I remember. Zeke, did you play it at launch? Do you remember?
Which game?
Destiny? They didn't launch with a raid. It came afterwards by like a week or so, right? Or maybe even a month?
Yeah, no, it didn't launch. I don't think it launched with the raid.
Okay.
Like you're talking about the official, honest to God launch of
the first launch of Destiny.
I don't think so.
Okay. The chat will confirm or not here.
I'm not positive. I can't say for sure.
I'm very interested. I am so interested to see what happens next week with the Division. I think I'm going to be playing it at launch. I think Co's going to be playing it. Are you guys going to jump in, Future Man and Zeke?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm actually going to be at the Microsoft store here in New York City with Swifter and Major Nelson for like the official launch.
Awesome.
Cool.
Is that on Tuesday?
That's going to be on Swifter's channel. But yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Is that Tuesday night or Monday night?
That is, I think, Tuesday night.
Okay.
I think Tuesday night. Is that the 8th?
Yes.
Okay. I have to double check. I think it's Tuesday.
Zeke,
But
you're going to check it out?
The Division?
Yeah.
I have someone to play with. If I have 3 other guys who want to play with me.
You have someone to play with.
Yeah, me and Co are going to play together. You just play with us.
Yeah, join us, man.
Yeah.
Drop frame screw running around. We'll get a shirt.
Yeah, that's the only way I'll play that. Like, I have like
DLC. Ubisoft's all over it.
Playing Overwatch by myself, pugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Or pub. I don't know which one you use.
Both work, I think.
I've gotten over that, but the Division, I want to jump into a new game with people if it's a co-op game.
Yeah.
And it's so, my God, even still with Overwatch, it is so much more fun when you have a communicating group.
It is a night and day difference.
I think like 5 on the team are planning to play it too. So there'll be lots of people to play with.
I think pretty much everyone on Twitch next week is going to be playing the Division. It's like before Dark Souls, it's the biggest game.
I forget, it's going to be a full release. It's
Yeah.
not just closed.
It's a full game.
Yeah, it's a full game.
God, so I can play with whomever.
Yeah.
Okay, that's way better. Okay.
Yeah. You can play with people in the
I'm
chat.
just used to doing this, like the culling and Overwatch, like only a certain number of people get in it. But this is like the full release, so I'm fine. I can pick, got people in the community that are going to play it.
Yep.
And I just looked it up. It's actually March 7th, that Monday at 9. So it's like a pre-release party, and then at midnight, that's when it launches. So that'll be the draw there.
Actually, interestingly enough, I heard that people were saying that it was actually opening the 7th in the evening.
I saw that
I need
too.
to confirm this. But apparently, yeah. What did you hear, JP?
I was told that they don't have the embargo information yet, and if I knew it, I probably couldn't talk about it. But I'm curious to see if they're gonna let like streamers and press and all that play early or if they're going to wait to turn on the servers like Monday or Tuesday. Because, like, I think I read somewhere to not expect reviews on launch day because that game's 100% online, right? So, like, how do you play a game and review it when it's 100% online like Destiny was? So, I don't know. Maybe they'll just wait till Monday night to launch it or Monday at some time. Someone's saying it's midnight CET time, which is 7 o'clock on Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern on Monday, which would be a really weird launch time, which means
That would be a very weird launch time.
which means that you're gonna have to either stay up all night or wake up real early to play
Well,
that.
another interesting thing though is there were definitely, I think, well, hold on. I may be getting my games confused. Full disclosure. Was Division the one that had server issues? Did at one
I
point
didn't play in the second beta. I don't know if the first one. I think
I'm
it
wondering
did.
because a lot
Yeah.
of times, if games open in beta and have server issues, a lot of times they will statistically pick hours out of like prime time gaming times to
I think
try
it
to
did.
stagger. Okay.
I want to say it did because we were at PAX when it came out and we weren't a part of the
it's-
first rush. But I remember there was server issues on the opening day. So
Okay. Well, in that case, the more server issues games have, the more likely I've seen that they tend to like start up at weird hours, and that way they can kind of stagger that initial rush. So, they could be going for just that kind of thing. But when I played the second beta, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I got any issues. So they may have wrapped that up. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, we'll have to see. It's gonna be interesting.
yeah, Ubisoft made an official post about 14 hours ago. Jesus, this text is small. Players who have purchased digital copies can begin preloading today for Xbox One. Thursday,
Wait, you were
March.
saying the server goes live at 8 a.m. EST, but the digital release is 12:01 on the 8th. So what are the servers live for? Is there like an? Oh man, we're gonna have to look into this. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna
It
send that
says
to me
so. It
here.
says Thursday, March 3rd, for PC, at 9 a.m. Pacific to preload it. March 6th at 12:01 a.m. local time on the PlayStation 4, except Japan, where it'll be available on March 8th at 12:01. They use 00:01 a.m. Why would you? That's not a time. What the fuck? I guess they're going military time there or something. In the U.S., digital copies of the Division for Xbox One, PS4, and PC will be active at 12:01 a.m. Eastern on March 8th. So that's a midnight release yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We can't wait to show you the Division. Man, that's a fucking weird mess. Like, I did not fuck that message up. That was word for word what they said. So that's kind of confusing. We'll see. That might have been why when I asked for the embargo stuff, they were just like, yeah, we'll let you know. And we'll talk to you soon. So
Yeah.
I don't know. When we know more, we'll let you guys know more when we're all going to be streaming it. So, as I'm sure every other Twitch streamer will, because everyone's going to be playing it next week on whenever it launches. So there you go.
So many streamers from so many different corners of Twitch are coming together for the Division. It's going to be great. It's going to be one of the first times the Division or the Destiny list of casters is just going to collide with the rest
everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wonder, like, is Goth going in pretty ham in this?
Goth's going ham. I know most of the Destiny guys are at least trying Division.
I mean, that's their jam, right?
Mm-hmm.
I also wonder.
That's a whole corner. That's a section of Twitch
Yeah.
that for the first time will be just colliding.
Maybe
with
we should try to get Goth on next week, because I'd be interested to see, like, as a Destiny streamer, what he thinks of the game and also how his community is reacting to him playing the Division. You know,
That is a great plan. He'd be a great guest for that.
yeah. I'll try to talk to him. He might not want to come on because he might just want to play the Division all week.
He also hates all of us.
Yeah.
Do what? What was that, Co?
He also hates all of us.
He does hate all of us. That's true.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, he just hates me. It's I
okay.
can shut him out if he comes.
Oh, so we just got to stop hanging out with you, and then he'll come on. I mean, just go to Florida for another week, and we'll bring someone on. It'll be good. You know.
Good luck finding another fucking whipping boy, you pieces of shit.
Look, Elohim will do great, man. We whipped the shit out of him last week with his dumb opinions, so we're good.
Yeah, but he takes it so well. I react.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Let's do some shout outs and get the fuck out of here because I know you guys want to stream. Co, start us off.
Sure. As always, a big thank you to JP and Ezekiel, my co-hosts, and a huge thank you to Future Man Gaming Absolutely awesome. Great job. Zeke giving me the double middle finger right now. Thank you.
Why am not?
Oh, and you're a fucking liar. Okay, anyway, my name is Ko. It's nice to meet all of you, any of them that I haven't met. I'm a daily streamer at 8 a.m., currently playing Stardew Valley, going to be doing Heavy in the Division. May start the Deus Ex franchise playthrough before that, not sure. Also have Dishonored DLC, all sorts of fun stuff. You can find me at twitch.tv/CohhCarnage, same as Twitter and YouTube at the same name, and have a great day. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. And I'm going to be streaming Stardew Valley right after this for at least a little bit, if you want to check it out.
There you go. Zeke, some shout outs, sir.
Yo! My name is F-O-R. Whoop, whoop. Anyways, my name is Zeke the Third. Most people just call me Zeke for short. I am on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Ko, don't show me your asshole.
Oh, come on.
He spread his cheeks and showed me his asshole just now.
Oh,
Twitter and YouTube, it's all the same. It's Zeke_I. I'm a variety broadcaster. I am right in the middle of Telltale Month, which means I will be playing a Telltale game every day for at least a little bit, like 4 hours, 5 hours, something like that, before taking a break and then switching to something else. But right after this broadcast, if you stick around, if you want to, I am delving first time playing Chapter 2. I'm on Chapter 2 of Tales from the Borderlands is what I'm going to be playing here. Like right after this cast is over, we'll take like 10 minutes and I'll come right back up. Or if you want to watch Ko do Stardew, and or if you want to just watch Future Man, you know, do whatever.
Save the future.
Want to thank JP Ko and of course Future Man for being our guest today. Thank you. That's it.
There you go. Future Man, I just realized something.
What's up?
Touch the microphone on the line in on your headphones.
I'm on my laptop right now.
Touch the microphone on your headset. On your earbuds. Is there a headset on there?
Oh.
That's definitely what's been broadcasting the whole time.
That's definitely what your mic's been plugged
That's
into
your
this
mic
entire
the
time.
whole time.
Hello, check 1 2.
Yep.
Yep.
That's why you sounded like shit the whole time.
I noticed it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Check 1 2. Future technology here.
I didn't realize it until you put on your jacket, and it sounded like you were putting on a jacket
Check.
with a microphone next to it.
Yeah, this is a $30, some $30 headphones here that
There
we're
you go.
rocking, and
There you
that explains why people in chat were like, "Why does he sound like that?"
I didn't realize it until just now. You said that because you touched your mic earlier, and it was like thud, 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 and I was like, "Oh, I guess okay." There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
check the
know.
Zoom source.
Anyways, stop
Check
doing
1
that.
2. Anyways, I'm Future Man. And I've got this great future tech. And I'm a full-time Twitch streamer. I've come back in time to stop games before they destroy us in the world, one game at a time. I'm going to be playing some Super Hot. After your guys' recommendation, I'm going to be playing some Super Hot and then getting back to some... Oh, that's a Zeke butt right there. All right.
You got the private show.
That was a... Oh, my God. I don't know. That was a Zeke butt. Oh, my God. That was a Zeke butt.
I nerfed your ass.
You guys, super hot. Woo!
Nerfed his eyes.
Then I'll be playing some Stardew Valley and just getting in the zone on that, and probably just shining this thing a little bit more. My trophy, my Salton trophy. I'm pouring the salt out for JP. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging with us, and especially you guys, the hosts, for bringing me on. I always have a good time when I come on and hang with you guys. So thank you guys, and keep on enjoying Twitch, everybody. Thank you.
There you go. Also, Zeke, I'm going to have to report your channel because in Future Man's visor, the reflection of his monitor was there.
No
And
fucking way, dude.
You know what? I even think there may have been a little bit of coin.
yeah, and so
I'm
just-
pretty sure it explicitly says no coin purse in the.
I don't
UA.
think secondhand ass is gonna get me back.
Second hand.
Like
I
reflected
mean,
ass.
Strippin got banned for drawing a dick on a stream, so or at least a warning. So there you go.
Really?
Yeah, that happened. That was a thing. A bunch of people got warnings for you can't draw penises anymore on stream. That's the
There
thing.
goes
now.
my channel.
Yeah, don't
what
draw a
the
dick
hell?
anymore.
What are we supposed to do now?
I don't know.
What is life?
What is Fucked Up Friday got to do? I don't know. That's all I do over there. So who knows? That's it. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be on my channel, and we're going to try to grab some people from the Destiny community because I think that sounds like a good plan. We'll talk a lot about the Division. Hopefully good things. I hope it's a good game. I hope it's a good game. I hope I hope the launch goes smooth. I hope there's no server issues. I hope Ubisoft doesn't fuck us in some way. But I'm pretty sure that's all going to be issues that we're talking about next week. So we'll talk about that more next week. We're out. Have a good one. Bye-bye.